Join us as we camp on Lake Powell at Lone Rock Beach.
We're Josh, Kate, and Coco, and this is our Scout Olympic Truck Camper. If you're new here, thanks for watching. This is the 8th episode of our 2-month National Park road trip that we did in summer of 2024.
Hey everyone, it's the next day of our trip, and we just arrived at Lone Rock Beach on Lake Powell. You can see the rock is right here. We've got our setup right over this way. And currently, Kate and I are gonna walk down to the water, and I think Kate's gonna go in. I didn't change into my bathing suit yet. We started out this morning outside of the Grand Canyon National Park. Drove here, stopped by the grocery store. We've been here for a few hours now. Kate had a meeting, so you can see we have our Starlink set up, and we were getting really good reception here. And I will show you our morning, and then I'll see you later. Do you think you're gonna end up jumping in?
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty hot. It'll feel really nice to cool down. I want to get my hair wet too.
I think it's 92 degrees out. The sand is very hot, so I'm glad we decided not to bring Coco down here with us. There's a lot of people tubing, and there were just some jet skis down here too. I don't know if you can tell, but there is like this little road right here, and it gets a lot harder. This is more like gravel than sand. So we might try to drive down here, or we might go all the way down this way, just so we're closer to the lake, but then we'll be closer to people.
Feels really good.
How cold is it?
It's not that cold.
That's good.
Yeah.
This really is awesome here. You have like a great view no matter where you look. I think Kate's gonna do a little bit more work, and we're gonna hang out here for another hour or so. And then once she's done with that and we put the Starlink away, we're gonna move down that way, just so we're closer to the water and it's easier to paddleboard with Coco. A little windstorm just happened, so we decided to move back in the camper for a little while. And it's a little bit cooler in here too, since we're out of the sun. We decided we think we want to get a new awning that mounts lower. We bought this Scout used, and it's a 2020 Olympic, and the guy put this awning on himself, the person we bought it from. And it is nice, but we need like a little ladder to actually get up to do it, since it's mounted so high. And we don't have that ladder with us, so we really can't use it. Those people were next to us, but they decided to go down there to probably launch their boats. And this white car over here also drove down, and now they're struggling to get back up. Coco, are you enjoying the windstorm? I like how they brought a side-by-side with them. That's pretty cool. The truck says it's 94 degrees out, and Coco's enjoying the AC. And that cement building up there is the public bathrooms and showers. This is awesome. You can see we're a lot closer to the water. And if I zoom in, you'll be able to see the tracks of where we drove down right there. And we did sink in a good amount. And I think if we have trouble getting up this, it's not as steep as it was down there. I think I'll try airing down, but we do have some max tracks with us. It's nice that we're like 10 or 15 feet from the water. But now this sand's really blowing in. Let's see if she gets in. She wanted to go on their boat. She walked up to those people when they were still over here. Come on in. You can do it. Come here. Come here. I think these people dug themselves in. I think they might be stuck. They just got there though. I might go offer them the tracks. I just went and talked with them, and it's a rental car, and it's only a 2-wheel drive 4Runner. So I'm going to try to get out my sand tracks and help them out.
I only have 2 of them. Hopefully we don't need 4. That's the 4Runner right there. We got them out after 3 tries with the traction boards. And it is only 2-wheel drive, which is unfortunate, and they had traction control on. So whenever we got momentum, it kept getting stuck and turning off again.
They got stuck again. They're a little bit past that truck over there. Now you can see the 4Runner, and Josh is actually driving right now, and it looks like it's stuck, and I'm assuming that the traction boards are under it. Oh, it's kind of going a little bit. The sand is looser just in that one section. I feel like they've been over there for a really long time trying to get this car unstuck, and it looks like they finally just made some progress. So hopefully that is like the boost that they needed to be able to get out of the sand.
I also just helped another car get unstuck. You can't see them now, but they were stuck all the way over here. We were able to get them up there, and now we're driving out that way. I feel like I've used these more for other people than I have used them for ourselves. The sun went away. Coco's now laying out here. I actually helped a third person in a minivan get unstuck, and while I was doing that, Kate blew up our paddle boards so we can go out, but we're still waiting a little bit because it is really windy still. Coco, did you think you wanted to go in the water?
The evening light is really nice. It's still kind of windy, but not as bad as it was earlier. We're about to have chicken with salads for dinner, but I think first I'm going to try to fly the drone up for a little bit to at least get some pictures. I'm not sure how well it's going to do in the wind. As you just saw, the drone flight went well. The sun just went down, and now we're having tacos for dinner.
This looks good.
We've just been hanging out, enjoying the cooler weather. It's still kind of windy, but it's actually very nice out now. And I think we're seeing a fire over here on this island. So people must be camping out there.
Good morning. It's a pretty nice day out. Coco and I were up around the sunrise, but it wasn't very pretty because of all the clouds. I think Coco's been out of the camper now since 6 a.m. It's 74 degrees, so it's definitely more comfortable than during the height of the day. And I think before it gets any more windy, it's already kind of windy, I'm gonna take the paddleboard out.
Coco, you ready? You gotta put on your life vest. Oops, you're stuck in the thing. I got this one in 2020 and Kate got hers in 2022. You ready, Coco? Coco's an experienced paddler. She started out on the canoe and then she jumped into a kayak one day, and now she has been able to do the paddleboard ever since I got it. I also forgot to bring my GoPro on this trip, which is too bad.
Does the water feel windy still?
Yeah. Coco, how you doing? Your tail's in the water. We definitely got closer to the rock, but you can see we're getting turned around now that I'm not paddling. A couple boats just went by and we had some decent waves. The sun's finally coming out, which is nice. I think we're still pretty far from Lone Rock. We can see we're also pretty far from the truck now.
We made it. Right behind me, I tried to film like 200 feet back, but the wind was so strong coming from around the rock that we got turned around and I couldn't really film anything. But now we're here and Coco wants to jump off.
The rock is very tall up close, and it's cool how you can see the water line of where the water used to come up to. We made it, and it's very nice here. The water's super clear, and there are people camping over there. That's why I didn't go over that way. And you can see we're actually pretty far from the camping spot now. You can barely see the truck. Coco, are you now chasing salamanders because there's no squirrels here? There was just one that ran across this way over that way. It's still on that rock, and Coco was excited by it. Well, Coco and I had a fun time exploring around here a little bit. I think it'll definitely be quicker getting back to the truck because I'll be going with the wind. And I'll see you when we get there. That was awesome. It was definitely a lot quicker coming back. I'd say less than half the time. And now Kate is starting her work day, and Coco and I are just going to be hanging out in the shade. I'm going to be making myself some eggs for breakfast. It's about 9:30. Coco's hanging out in the shade, and Kate actually just went out on her paddleboard. I would be making these outside on our portable stove if it wasn't so windy, just so we don't make the camper hotter than it needs to be. But yesterday when I tried that, it took so long to make them just because the wind kept blowing like the flame out or away from the pan. My eggs and toast were good. Coco and I are just hanging out in the shade now, and it's actually very nice in the shade. But in the sun, it's super hot already. So there's the lone rock, and I think this might be Kate, but I can't really tell if it's a kayak or if it's Kate sitting down on a paddleboard. How's your work day going?
It's really good. Can't complain about this location.
We're trying to cool off Coco with some water. She's refusing to go in the lake just because she doesn't like swimming. We might actually leave today. Our original plan was to stay tonight, but we might go somewhere cooler. Look at her.
Coco really doesn't like the water.
I'm sorry, Coco.
But it's like 90 degrees,
yeah.
So she needs to be cooled down.
It's supposed to be 105 Thursday. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be tomorrow, which is another reason why we might leave, because even Google says there's an excessive heat wave for this area for this time of year. We decided that we're gonna head out because it's really hot here and Coco's getting really hot. Kate and I are gonna jump in the water and then head out of here, and hopefully we don't have too much trouble going up this hill. That was great. That was super refreshing. And now we're just gonna head up there. Hopefully we don't get stuck on this little hill. Garbage is done. We really didn't have any problems going up that hill. And look at this. This is awesome. Kate and I just used these little outdoor showers to shower off, and it was really nice. We're en route to Moab. We've got a little less than 4 hours to go. It was 95 degrees when we left Lone Rock Beach, and now it's already down to 86. We just drove through the town of Bluff, Utah, and we've got another 45 minutes until we're gonna stop at this restaurant for dinner.
We got crab rangoons, some sushi, and chicken pad thai, and we're just sharing everything.
This looks really good to me. This is their California roll.
The crab rangoon's really good.
This roll right here is my favorite sushi roll. It's called a Philadelphia roll. It's got salmon, avocado, and cream cheese. Our dinner was great. We just walked Coco around the park a couple times. It's a beautiful evening, and now we've got about a 40-minute drive to get closer to Moab, and then we're gonna be looking for a camp spot. Tonight we wanna stay on some BLM land. We found a gas station in town that had a water fill up, so we're doing that too before we leave.
I found this campsite on iOverlander on some BLM land, like 25 minutes outside of Moab. And one of the comments said that it's a really good spot to watch the sunset, and the sun is about to go down in like the next 30 or 45 minutes or something. So hopefully we make it there in time and we get to watch the sunset there.
You can really see we already have quite the great view. The last mile of this road has been really steep. So there's the camping spot right there. You can see there's like 3 or 4 people already there. There's definitely room for us to stay there as well, but I think I'm gonna drive a little bit further this way to see if we can get a spot without anyone else near us. We decided to turn around and look at the sunset before it went behind this ridge. I think it looks kind of dark down here. I'm not sure if they still have a view of it or not, but it's really great. Cool, so now we're officially in the national forest. We pulled in and Kate and I decided to walk around and walk down the road a little bit. And there is a spot right next to the truck, but it's gonna be hard to back into. But there's a spot right over here, which I think is where we're gonna go. I think there's more campsites down here if you keep going. You can see the road just continues on. And there is another site right here. There's awesome mountain views. I kind of do wish we had more clearance. I know it really doesn't look like anything on camera, but some of these bumps are bigger than they look, like 6 inches or so. Cool, so we're all parked now. I feel like this was our first time taking the Tundra and camper on anything that wasn't just an easy dirt road. This still really is just an easy dirt road, but it was very bumpy, especially with these rocks here. But we're parked and we've got a great spot. We just walked down the road a little bit and it definitely keeps going. There might be a camp spot right over here, but no one's at it. It's so quiet here compared to being right on the beach with the other RVs and the music and the sound of the water. Coco and I are outside. Kate's setting up the Starlink on the roof just so we're ready for it in the morning. And we're actually pretty close to the main road. You can see a truck driving by right here. We just brushed our teeth and we're getting ready for bed. If you want to show them, we actually put the table in the truck for the evening just to have more space in here. And you can see Coco and Kate are hanging out on the bench. So that's really nice. And before we go to bed for the night, I'm going to show you one more thing. Let me turn off these lights. It's not picking up on camera as well as it is in person, but we still have a pretty awesome view looking out this way of the evening sun. Well, I hope you enjoyed our camping on Lone Rock Beach. It's too bad that we didn't stay there another night, but this is a lot more comfortable. It would have been like 85 degrees at night, and it's currently 73 in here and getting cooler. So I hope you liked our little camping trip, and I'll see you next time.